was finally able to escape and fix my teleporter.
Well, good.
And if I ever catch that slimy guy James, he is going to get a 14-carat kick right in the...
It's a family show.
My bad.
Well, anyway.
Yes.
Thank you, Jason David Frank.
And Mr. Saban.
And thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
And don't forget to ring the bell so you know if I don't upload new content.
That's Tom.
And that's Chris. Decca. What do we got on deck for today?
It's time to rewrite storylines with another PRNT missed opportunity.
Is this the one that we've been working on for ever? Okay, this is going to be a good one, so stay tuned.
It's PRNT time.
After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to watch PRNT!
Welcome, Rangers.
This episode of
PRNT,
your source for all things Power Rangers. As we heard in the opener, today's episode is another missed opportunity.
And what a missed opportunity it is. Tom and I spent like 4 hours just talking it through and carefully planning it out to make a sound scenario for you guys.
Before we tell you what it is, though, we want to remind you that our missed opportunities are not at all canon.
That's right. They're just storylines that we think the writers of the show could have included that would have made the show way better.
The setting for this missed opportunity takes place in the season of Samurai.
And it all starts with Antonio.
Are you ready?
I'm excitedly ready.
I'm ready. So, without further ado, let's set the storyline for our missed opportunity.
The Samurai Rangers are in a battle. Antonio's self-made powers are failing, and he is starting to put himself and the team at risk.
He goes to his mentor G and tells him that he is quitting the team.
But G, knowing that Antonio has already proven himself, knows that the Samurai Rangers can't win without him.
So he makes one last effort to get Antonio to stay. He decides to reveal a secret of the Samurai Rangers.
He tells Antonio that long ago the Samurai Rangers had a 6th Ranger, but the Ranger and the powers disappeared.
And that if Antonio is able to find the descendant that family comes from, he may be able to help him.
Eager, Antonio inquires where to find the descendant of the original 6th Ranger powers.
G then looks around, leans in, and whispers the location. Antonio then sets off on the journey to find this mysterious owner of the powers. He travels through forests, through storms, through all types of obstacles, and he finally approaches a house in the middle of nowhere.
Antonio cautiously walks up to the door and knocks 3 times. The door slowly opens to reveal the identity of the mysterious man. It is Cam Watanabe, the Green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Storm.
Antonio sits with Cam and asks to know how he came to be in possession of the 6th Ranger powers. And this is the story that Cam tells.
My mother's name was Miko Watanabe, and before she met my father, she was the 6th Samurai Ranger. Just like the others on your team, her powers were handed down to her by her dad, my grandfather. During a battle with the Nylok, she took a risk that she was not ready for, and was injured. Luckily, her best friend, the Pink Ranger, stepped up to protect her. And eventually, the team defeated the Nylok.
Was that Mia's mother? Antonio asks.
Cam nods and replies with, my aunt. After feeling like she had failed her team, my mother spoke with my aunt about her concerns. My aunt shares with my mother that her husband's family is from a training school called the Wind Ninja Academy, and that maybe my mother should go there and get the training she needs and her confidence back. Which she agrees to do, taking the 6 samurai powers along with her.
So that's why there was never a 6th Samurai Ranger before me, Antonio says. She never went back.
Oh no, Cam says. She went back to visit, but she no longer had the 6th Ranger powers to return to the Shiba house.
Where did they go? Antonio asks.
While at the academy, my mother met this brave soul who needed the power to help his team, so she gave them to him.
And who was this guy? Antonio asks.
Me, replies Cam.
Confused, Antonio asks, how is this possible?
Time travel, replies Cam. It's all very confusing, but I went back in time and brought the 6 samurai powers back with me. That is why the Samurai Rangers have only had 5 Rangers ever since.
After Antonio reveals his current situation to Cam, and Cam puts him through some tests of his character, Cam gives Antonio the 6 Samurai Ranger powers and reunites with his team.
Now we are sure that you guys have many questions as to how all this would work.
But unfortunately, according to the clock on the wall, we're out of time for this episode this week.
But tune in next week for part 2 of this missed opportunity to hear us explain the thought process and the evidence that kind of makes this idea work.
In the meantime, though, leave any questions you have either in the comments below or message us on any of our social media and we will try and answer them next week.
Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
And don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when we upload new content. And remember, as we sign off, our hope is that the power will always protect you.
Let's power down.
Hey Rangers, thanks for checking out this episode.
If you want to see more, be sure to click the link to the left to see our most popular video.
Check out the link on the right to see our most recent upload.
And aim for that button in the center to subscribe if you haven't already.
And if you still want more, be sure to check out our social media pages where we post all sorts of things to be your source for all things Power Rangers.